Okay, guys, we're here. We're 3 days into Sentinel League. I think I'm finally ready to talk about the Archnemesis change. So, talk about Sentinel League, aka Archnemesis 2.0. So, before we jump into this, do me a favor, hit like, subscribe. Check out my Twitch. Luke streamed like 20-30 hours this weekend. Went really well, I thought. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about Archnemesis 2.0. Because that's going to be the overarching problem with Sentinel League. Probably going to overshadow the entire league now, so we need to talk about it. Hopefully it's the only video we'll have to do on Archnemesis being core. And it's just going to be something we live with, but let's go over. Day one Archnemesis. Leveling, to me, didn't feel that bad. I was in my own little world. I was streaming, just doing my own thing. Definitely died to some one-shot rare bosses that I thought, hey, that seems a little overtuned. But we made it through it. Didn't really have any problems. Everything else felt normal. Act 1 felt like Act 1 has been the past 3 leagues since they changed it. I didn't really notice a difference. However, when I got to maps, those were borderline unplayable. The 5-6 Archnem monsters were way too common. If you didn't get to all maps in Act 1, you did good. You did really good. Because it was borderline unplayable. You could get through it. You had to skip a lot of rares though. The other big problem I saw. Let me back it up real quick. I didn't even check out Reddit or anybody else's opinion on the league until after I was through the entire campaign. It started mapping, finished like a 12-hour stream. Go down to Reddit and everything was on fire. The game's unplayable, and I was like, it was bad. It was like, don't get me wrong, it was bad. It wasn't that bad. The acts weren't unmanageable. You can disagree with me. Some builds probably had a real big problem. The only problems I saw was like almost every rare in the game skippable. Does that make it good? No, absolutely not. But you don't have to fight a rare monster. When I saw one of those cage monsters with Sentinel on it, I said, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm just leaving. It really came across me that people were just fighting everything. The only clip I saw like that was really unreasonable was like someone was doing that Act 6 part where you have to like stand in the circles to move the canisters, and they were being chased down by a hasted Mana's Life. I'm like, okay, that's unfair. That's not fun. Nobody's having fun doing that. So, I don't think it was as bad. It definitely was overtuned. Maps were way overtuned with like 4 or 5 mods. So that's my thoughts on day one. If you didn't get to maps, you didn't miss anything. Let's talk about post nerf, because that's what we're gonna be doing from the league the rest of the way probably. Still better. There's still some really bad combos and mods though. The big problem I'm having is not a problem of the mods themselves, it's which minions receive the mods. Like some minions just should not get some certain Archnemesis mods. We've learned that in Archnemesis League, you would see, because you could see the monster, you could be like, yeah, I'm not gonna put this mod on that monster. Like the example I gave earlier, like you saw the cage monster, you just didn't interact with that in Archnemesis because it wasn't gonna go well for you, right? The other problem introduced by Archnemesis is that there's too many after death effects. Too many dots. Chaos resistance is way more important now, I think, because of that thing that drops like the poison balls on you. Those things don't go away. If you get a pack of blue monsters, like 10 of them, you just have to try to outrun them. So, yeah, and the build breaking mods need to be fixed or changed as well, or just removed. Ones that do like 70% cold resistance, or fire resistance, or ignite resistance, whatever. Those need to go away. We can't have stuff like that just literally making some builds unplayable. Okay. Now specifically, we should get into what I was doing for League Start. My League Start plan was, my League Start plan for Profit was to go Essence into Heist, into Metamorph, into Blight, just be left side of the map. You can look at my Atlas tree. Obviously, we didn't do that. Or we're not there now. We did try. And now we have this weird map. So what we started off is we got essences, and essences felt really, really good. Essence farming feels pretty good. With Archnem mods, it felt a little interesting. Gonna play a clip of the most interesting essence boy I had here. So this was a 8 essence mod, and this went pretty well. This only had 1 shrieking. The thing I did notice though is, okay, this minion pack isn't a scary minion pack. The other thing is, once this spawns, you'll notice that there is only 1 Archnem mod on it, only Sentinel. I do think there is a limit to how many mods it can have, so when this has 8 essence mods on it, it could only put 1 Archnem mod. So this ended up being a difficult fight, not impossible though. I think if this has 2 Archnem mods, this is impossible. And this got Sentinel. Sentinel's not crazy, it's just, you're just gonna do half damage. So my build's pretty strong at this point, it didn't really matter. So Essence felt really good. Essence was super profitable as well, because I think a lot of people weren't able to do the Essence content with Archnem mods. So it worked out really well for me. The biggest problems we have for the Archnem mods right now is Metamorph and Blight, which were 2 of the things I was going to try to go into right off of League Start. So the big problem I have with Metamorph is basically all the Metamorph pieces now have Archnem pieces. It's like I'm playing Archnemesis again, except the Metamorph monster is way stronger than any of the monsters in our actual Archnemesis League that you applied the buffs to. So we end up in this weird spot where I'm trying to build this Metamorph, trying to get the thing juiced out, but still trying to make it so I can kill it. I had to scrap the entire thing. The rogue Metamorphs were impossible to kill. I tried the rogue Metamorph node, just ignore that. You can't do it. Not until there's like way more investment. And then, so the problem is you run into, yes, eventually I can take these things down, but they would just be there for so long, right? The problem is you just be there for so long, it wasn't worth doing, because it would take literally minutes just trying to burn through these Metamorphs with Sentinel and 3 other Archnem mods. So Metamorph feels really bad now. It just feels like playing Archnemesis again, except the monster is better. The other big problem is Blight. Archnem mods on Blight were clearly not thought out at all. Having an invulnerable Blight monster is stupid. I'm sorry, it's really bad. The other big problem I saw was, I think it was the Hasted mod. The Hasted mod makes them so they ignore the Blight path. Literally, a monster spawned with Hasted and went from the spawn point on Blight, did like a 90-degree turn off of the Blight path and right on top of me before I could even do anything. Which I don't have the video of it, 'cause I did it off stream, but it was just like, it just ignored the Blight mechanic completely of staying on the path, and it was in seconds because it was moving at like 200% speed or whatever it is. So Archnem still needs some tweaking. It's the problem is certain mechanics on certain monsters for the most part that really need to be looked into. They were not thought out. Just blanket covering, fixing all that at one shot was not the answer. GG, I'm sorry. Okay. Finally, now we can talk about the actual Sentinel mechanic. We can get into this league. Sentinels were unusable day 1, I thought. Because if you turn the corner with your like Stalker Sentinel on, and you hit a quadruple Archnem mod rare with this, you were dead or you couldn't kill it. It's one of the 2, so you just didn't use it. So we basically lost I personally, maybe some other people didn't, I lost a day of testing these. After that, now they seem okay now. They just seem okay. I haven't gotten any really juiced out like mods on these I thought have been like, oh, this is really good. But I see the potential. I want to play around with power cores more. Power cores seem sorta rare. They're not common. So wish we could see those more often so we could actually play around with this. Right off the bat, we can tell our way Sentinel's not going to go core. This is too much on the screen at one time. Too much to manage to be core. If this isn't on every map, it's kind of like Scourge. If it's not on every map, it's not even worth having. So there you go. It seems okay for now. You just kind of press the buttons. It juices up your map. It drops a little more loot. But there's nothing crazy here. This is like a little bit of a buff. It's kind of like Scourge, in my opinion. I think the more important thing is that these armor recombinators, this is the only one I've dropped, and I'm up to level 90 doing T16 maps now. This is the only one I've dropped the entire league. These seem incredibly rare. I don't think there's a price on them yet. Let me see if I can pull up PoE trade quick and see if we can get a price on them. But they seem really rare. I haven't even used one yet because I don't know how rare these are going to be. I don't think anybody's using these yet because you wouldn't use until you had 2 really good pieces of gear, I think. And we're just not there yet. Armor recombinator. But we do have one. They're just rare. They're like a few, like 5 chaos right now for an armor recombinator. So yeah. All right, let me roll that into my character update. So we're level 90. We got a 6-link flesh crafter. This is gonna be my chest piece for the rest of the league. I paid like 5x for this. We made a lot of currency from heisting while leveling and then into essence farming. So that's been really good. I run 2 expedition logbooks. Both of them had a boss, so that was really lucky. Dropped like 2 raw X salt, 2 or 3 raw X, whatever. So that's that. Atlas progression. We're at 101 of 115. Really, really good. Just need to hit up a few maps that we missed and some uniques, and then get into the Maven stuff. We got some stuff to do. I got 2 of our Void Stones. 2 Void Stones is huge. Just lets you kind of just, now I can kind of get rid of some, like I got rid of this node. I can probably get rid of this node as well. Probably get rid of this whole node. While we talk about these, obviously I switched up my Atlas. We're gonna undo Abyss. This was trying to get my own Darkness and Drum. I'm gonna buy one. Best thing about the Atlas so far is this node, that if you're not using fragments, you get more base chance, and then you can block stuff. Be like very aware of blocking things, because this will make other things appear way more often. So like every other map I'm getting like a harvest or expedition just by blocking things I'm not doing, like Legion, Breach, Ritual, Metamorph. I'm not doing Metamorph anymore. I blocked it. I left Blight up. Probably should block it too. And I'm gonna block Abyss as soon as I get rid of this wheel. So it really juices up how often other stuff appears. This is like the best. This is like better than using scarabs, in my opinion. So this is where we're at. Let me know how your league start went. I want to know. I want to hear some stories of people who like couldn't make it through Axe day 1, or like literally got stopped. I want to know like what combinations were really bad. I think if we get all that stuff together, it's going to help out a lot. And let me know, maybe you stop playing entirely. If you stop playing entirely, I want to hear that too. So leave a comment down below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch. I'll be streaming probably all week. Probably for way too long. So thanks for watching. See you later.